Alright guys, it's Friday fun day. Did my on a bumpy tuk-tuk ride. These some of these roads here have like a really steep speed bump. Had my morning class, of course. Then I go to the school for my afternoon class. Just want to say a big thank you again to Mark G for being our first Patreon. He joined the unicorn level, which is one I forgot to mention in my last video. That one is simply for people who may not want to donate monthly for whatever reason that you can't. But if you want to help with a one-time to be a sponsor one time, it's $120, and you'll be sponsoring a person to receive 3 months, one term of English education. So he chose that level, and his student is going to start with us Monday. And I can't wait to take some pictures and video and show him what his student is going to be learning and how they are improving. And by the way, if you choose that level on Patreon, remember to, once the payment goes through, remember to turn off the monthly donation so you don't get charged over and over again, unless you're cool like that and you want to. In that case, it's all good. But just remember to shut that off, and that way you can help somebody for a whole term. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, Mark, and I'm looking forward to next week and share your student with you. Anyway, we just got here buying some groceries. Decided to take a tuk-tuk back. Those bags are pretty hefty. I had my buddy Bill from Cambodia YouTube channel. He went with me to my school yesterday. They sat in on a class. I know sometimes people, when they come over here, they're a little trepidatious at first, a little nervous if they've never taught, not knowing what to expect. I was certainly like that. And so I thought if he sat in and observed what I do for the first hour of the day, he could see that it's really not that bad. Yeah, it's just basic teaching things. Some of the kids need their ABCs every day, so we start with that. Then we show them what day it is so they can learn to pronounce the days of the week. We show them the dates so they can learn to pronounce numbers. And then we have flashcards that we use so they can learn new words, look at the pictures, and then we go on to a lesson about whatever's in the book that day. So yeah, not too bad. All right, we're here. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys, it's now Tuesday. Downtown here. This is a holiday here. I do not know how to pronounce it, unfortunately. Even though I was just told, like on the way down here, somebody told me, and I forgot. But it's M-E-A-K B-O-C-H-E-A, and it does not sound the way it is spelled, trust me. This is part of the celebration down here. You see children in their uniforms with flags. Over there are people dressed up in traditional costumes, or outfits, not costumes. They're outfits. We have the police down here taking care of business. And this is like a major Buddhist holiday, one of them. It's supposed to signify the last sermon of Buddha before he died, where he gave the principles of Buddhism to 1,250 monks who became the first ones to be enlightened. That is the background behind this holiday, and it happens on the third full moon of the lunar calendar. So that would be tonight. The dates vary for this holiday every year. So it's not a set date like a lot of holidays. It all depends on when that full moon is going to be. Full moons are very, they're used in a lot of ceremony here. It's a sign of good luck and restoration. So, don't look like I'm going to be able to get too close up there, but I just wanted to show you some of what's going on downtown right now. There'll be little parades and things happening throughout the day. I'll try to get back out and see some of those. But yeah, it's looking good. I'd like to get across there and see if I can get a picture, but don't look like that's going to happen. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys, now it is Thursday. It has been almost a week, I think, since I've uploaded a video, simply because I've been extremely busy. I haven't really been getting out and walking around or anything like that. There's really nothing more exciting going on than the normal teaching, recruiting. Ooh, they got all kinds of stuff here. New pao, my favorite. All kinds of fresh fruits you can buy. Very nice. But yeah, I've just been doing a lot of the same thing. It's either recruiting or teaching. Recruiting or teaching. Doesn't really leave me enough time, and then at night I'm tired and don't really feel like going out. So that's why it's been like a week. But still, I'll try to do better in the future once everything starts coming along. Had a bit of an issue with my new student because it was a major Buddhist holiday on Tuesday. Come to find out, the whole family went to another province to be with their relatives, and we're not coming back until tomorrow. So they will start actually this coming Monday, and not a few days ago Monday, as was what I thought was the plan. So just to let you know, and this is very very Cambodian. This are things that happen. You'll have students anywhere who will not show up. Like even at my school, they just won't show up for 2 weeks. Nobody knows why, nobody says anything, and after 2 weeks they just come back like nothing was wrong. Like I said, family does take priority over here, over school, over work. So things like that happen. However, I did have a request. Can't talk today. A request concerning the safety here in Siem Reap, based on advertisements for houses and apartments. What I mean by that is you'll often see ads in Facebook groups and online real estate agents for houses and apartments here in town, and they'll write something down like safe and secure area is one of the main selling points. Standing in the middle of the road, this is what you got to do, folks. Yeah, they'll say safe and secure area. And so somebody asked, is there a reason for that? Are there some areas that are definitely not safe? Is there a lot of crime that goes on? Is a freestanding house not as good as, like, let's say, an apartment? Questions like that. So I'm going to say this. When you put safe and secure area, it's because crime does happen here. People get broken into even while they're sleeping. There have been stories about people who said, I woke up, all my stuff was gone. They had taken out one of the windows and climbed through while I was in bed. And that has happened. but it's not prevalent. It doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen all the time, and it happens less to foreigners than it does to other locals. So for the most part, when you're dealing with an ad that says safe and secure area, it's kind of a concept I like to call the illusion of safety. It's like what the TSA does at airports. We're told that they are protecting us from terrorists and people coming in trying to kill you. And the fact is, TSA has never stopped a terrorist since they were formed. Not one. They haven't protected us from anybody. They've just made it more of a hassle to get through airports. But it's an illusion of safety. We see a lot of people, they're waving wands, going through metal detectors, making people empty their pockets and take off their shoes maybe. And so we think somehow that's making us more safe and secure, and it is not. It's just, when you see it, you do feel better. That's what they're selling. And it's the same way with these ads. You know, you see in big headlines, safe and secure area, you feel a little safer about being there, but that doesn't mean it would be any safer than a freestanding house on your own. You have a freestanding house, what you would want to do is just put up a fence and a big iron gate like the apartments have. Get a dog. People don't like to mess with dogs around here. My apartment is good because it has barbed wire across the top of the fence in the back. It has big iron gates that lock at night, and only tenants and the landlord has keys. So of course we can come and go. And of course we got the dog, who does not like strangers. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So, I've said this in previous videos at some point in the past. I never really talked about it at length, but yeah, Cambodia is probably the safest, at least Siem Reap is probably the safest city I've ever lived in my entire life. I've had no fears, no problems going out at night or even really early in the morning. I got lost once on the way back from the bar really early on, about 3 o'clock in the morning, completely wasted. Went left when I should have went right. Had my head down, lost in my thoughts. Picked my head back up. I had no idea where I was. Did not recognize any landmarks. Had no idea where my apartment was. Roads were absolutely deserted. Not a person on there walking, bicycles, cars, tuk-tuks, nothing. And I kept walking until finally a lone tuk-tuk came rolling up in the distance and asked me, "Are you looking for a ride?" Oh yes, yes I was. But still, even though all that time, and I had my wallet with me, I had my passport with me, I had about a little over $100 in my wallet. It was like nothing. Nobody tried anything, nobody did anything. Most of the crime over here is crime of opportunity, which means if they see an opening, they might take advantage of it. But most of the time you're not being staked out. It's not intentional. It's not like, well, I mean, it's intentional, but it's not something, it's not a well thought out plan, is what I'm saying. So is one area safer than the other? I can't say for all areas, but I know out of all the areas I've been in, and apartments I've looked at in those areas, should I decide to move ever, that it's pretty much the same anywhere. I haven't seen one place where I thought to myself, oh, this is a bad area, or I don't think I'd feel safe here. Yeah, I've never felt nothing like that. So I would say if you do live in a freestanding house without any fence, without any gates, without a dog or something else, you have big open windows with no bars in them or anything, you might run a risk of people breaking in because they're going to know it's available. It'll be an opportunistic moment for them to get some free money, I guess. So I probably wouldn't recommend that if that's a concern. But other than that, when you see these ads that say safe and secure, they should all actually say that because they're all pretty much safe and secure. If an ad doesn't say they're safe and secure, that doesn't mean they're not. They just don't feel it necessary to put that in an ad because they take it for granted that people will know, if that makes sense. Kind of made sense to me. Second Live's over there talking to the tuk-tuk guys about something. So I'm just over here watching these guys play this game. It takes a lot of coordination. And I would hurt myself if I tried. So I will not. But yeah, it's very safe here. But I think there is another, again, there is more of a feeling of safety if you're living in an apartment like mine, because we have all different tenants. We have the gates, we have the fence with the barbed wire, we have the dog. There's always somebody there that's going to notice suspicious behavior, somebody trying to get in to steal a motorbike or whatever. But you'll get that almost anywhere. Even in a house, you're going to have neighbors who will watch out for you, because the majority of people here hate a thief as much as you do. They do. There is vigilante justice that happens in Cambodia at certain times. Purse snatchers. Somebody rides up on a bike. They snatch a woman's purse. A crowd will form and chase that person down and beat the hell out of them because they feel they disrespected the image of their country by doing that to someone. And these get reported like in places like Phnom Penh all the time. And so it's like people might try, but if they get caught, then the consequences are on them. So I guess that's what I want to say, is that it is completely safe. Like anywhere, use common sense. Don't do anything here you wouldn't do back home. And I think you'll be just fine. Especially in Siem Reap. I understand if you people who have lived or are now living in Phnom Penh, they will probably tell you that there are some areas there where you probably don't want to go out at night. There's quite a bit of drug activity down in the Riverside area. They have kind of what I want to call a seedy section of town, even though I don't mind seedy sections of town. I don't want to make it sound like a bad thing universally, but there's an area of town where, it's kind of rough and tumble, wild west kind of feel. Anything goes. And here I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen an area where I was ever afraid to go or trepidatious or like, oh man, why are them guys just hanging out without shirts in front of that bar? I don't think I want to go in there. No, I've always been greeted with a smile or a hello, or at the very most, just ignore me completely. Neither good nor bad. So that's my take on the whole "is it safe here" thing, and I appreciate that question. Big shout out to those two, especially Claire, because she looked at my website, which is in the link below, ftenglish.weebly.com. I had asked for advice on a video a while ago, telling people to take a look, give me your opinion, and she wrote me this nice email with the very definition of constructive criticism. This is the kind of criticism you want when you're asking somebody to critique something. Very good ideas that I read them and I said, oh, I can't believe I didn't think about that. I should have known that. What am I thinking? But she gave me some ideas. I went and changed some things around. So take a look again. If you looked at it the first time and thought, hopefully you'll see some of the new and improved elements I added per suggestion. And of course, I want to say thank you for taking the time to do that. That was very nice. All right, that'll do it for this one. I'll try to get out more. I'm just trying to do the whole hustle thing. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one.